What? You heard me.
20 ribeyes, just $39.99.
Prime House Direct is having
a gigantic 4-day sale.
Today through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Rain or shine. At 2 Menards locations.
On Francis Lane in Beaver Dam and Rick Mayer Drive in Fond du Lac.
Look for the big truck.
And the big tent. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast.
And even large shrimp.
With wholesale boxes of individual prime portions. Vacuum sealed for long freezer life. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and DBT.
Stop by and register to win our $1,000 Prime Steak chicken, pork, and seafood package, along with a free freezer.
No purchase necessary.
20 ribeyes, $39.99. At 2 Menards locations.
On Francis Lane in Beaver Dam and Rick Mayer Drive in Fond du Lac. Today through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Rain or shine.
A quick tip from Auto Value. If you're feeling the summer heat, so is your vehicle's battery. Summer highs pose the greatest threat to your vehicle's battery life. Need your battery tested? Auto Value offers free testing. And should you need a replacement, a full line of Deca batteries. Still made in the USA, Deca batteries outlast and outperform the competition. Prefer to have it installed? We'll gladly refer you to a local professional. Auto Value. We've got the parts. We've got the smarts.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jamie Deering, and I've been a family practice doctor in Beaver Dam for almost 20 years. I chose to lead the medical team at Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, because of its dedication to this community and to bring more local specialty care to you. And we're doing just that. With specialty providers dedicating their practices to our community, you can be seen by an expert in just a few days.
Learn more at marshfieldclinic.org/BD Specialty Care.
Choose Marshfield, like I did.
The All of Us Research Program has a simple mission. They want to speed up medical breakthroughs. To do this, they're asking people across America to share their unique health information to create the largest, most diverse medical research program ever. The more information researchers have, the faster they can create individualized prevention, precise treatment options, and better care for everyone. Help make this mission achievable. Learn more at joinallofus.org/WBA. Sponsored by All of Us Wisconsin.
Big Boys Toyland is going on now at Fleet Farm. That means big toys and big deals on things like select Cooper tires. Buy 3, get the 4th free. A DeWalt 20-volt max string trimmer and blower combo kit. $40 off our low fleet price. And a 3-pack of Stealth Cam trail cameras is just $99.99. Hurry in for Big Boys Toyland. Going on now. Fleet Farm. Proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
For your landscape needs, depend on Glander Transit, Highway 33, east of Beaver Dam. Glander Transit has decorative stone, mulch, cobblestone, patio pavers, sandbox sand, topsoil, road gravel, and retaining wall block from Rockwood Retaining Walls a better way. You'll find outdoor living kits, including fire pits, outdoor fireplaces, island bar and grill kits, seating walls, and do-it-yourself living kits. Glander Transit is Dodge County's largest selection of decorative stone. For all your landscape needs, depend on Glander Transit east of Beaver Dam on Highway 33. The guys at Glander Transit are open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. till 4. Remember, Glander Transit is your distributor of Rockwood Retaining Walls a better way. Glander Transit east of Beaver Dam on Highway 33 in the Fawbush Road, kitty corner across the highway from the Dodge County Fairgrounds.
The following episode of The Garden Doctor was originally recorded Wednesday morning and is a paid presentation of Jung's Garden Center. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Good Karma Brands, its management, and its employees.
All right, thank you very much, Thomas. And this is the live version of, of the Garden Doctor Show. And with us once again, making a house call, is Dick Zonde from John Garden Center in Randolph. Good morning, Dick.
Good morning, John.
So did you have a good summer?
Yes, a very good summer. We got the grass growing around the house and did a little bit of landscaping and feel more like a home now than a house. So,
all right.
Yeah.
And you're here, of course, to answer questions at 885-4446-1920, 885-4446. And we are streaming live video as well. And I know in the past, Dick, when you know we're doing video, you bring along some trinkets too.
Yeah, we bring some props along so they don't have to just look at me. Fall is a good season for sprucing up your house. And so the first thing that I brought along was some fertilizer and grass seed, because grass mainly grows in the spring and the summer, the spring and the fall. And so now is a great time if you've got bare spots in your lawn to start seeding your grass. And then if you've got bare spots, you work up the soil a little bit, you put the grass seed on, you pack it down a little bit, and then you put straw over top of it, and you keep it wet until the grass starts to come through, because the only thing that really kills grass seed is to have it start to germinate and then dry out. So with the hot weather that we've got coming, it's good to have that straw on top to keep the soil moist. So fertilization, like I said, the grass grows mainly in the spring and the fall, so brought fall fertilizer along, and it's good to put an application of the early fall on, and then towards the end of October, beginning of November, there's a winterizer fertilizer that has mostly a little bit of nitrogen, but mostly phosphorus or mostly potassium, and that is used for making good root health so that the grass makes it through the winter. Also brought along a couple of the fall flowering plants that we have at Young Garden Center. The one on my left is the fall mum. We sell a lot of mums. They come into blossom at this time of the year. You can plant them in the spring as a plant, and then they blossom in the fall, or you can buy them in a pot right now. Kind of hard to overwinter them. They're more of an annual than they are perennial. They are a perennial variety, but they really don't have much of a chance to establish. So they, they're planted just for their beauty. I also brought along a fall Aster on my right, pretty purple colors. I think there are some white ones also. We also have some coneflowers. Coneflowers are late blooming, and so we have a few coneflowers there. And then the last thing I want to talk about is garlic. We got our garlic, and so what you do with the garlic, and these are hardneck garlics, you just break the garlic apart into the different cloves that they are, and you grate out the largest cloves, and you plant those, and the small cloves you use for planting for seasoning your food. But now's the time to do that, because that way they have a chance to root down and establish themselves in the wintertime. And garlic is hardy, at least the northern, the hardneck types are completely hardy, and they'll maybe throw out a few greens, which will help them get established. But I did a video last week on planting garlic, so if you want to see the whole process, go to our Facebook page and then go to videos and then page down until you see the All Things Green logo that says garlic, and that way it'll explain what the difference between hardneck and softneck varieties. Also brought along some elephant garlic, which is really not a garlic, it's a leek, but it produces really large cloves that have that garlic flavor. So it's all explained in that video, so we're not going to take up a lot of time doing that. So there are a lot of things to be done in the fall, and we'll go over those as we get into the rest of the Garden Doctor programs.
Right, and we'll talk about what else is happening at the store. But right now we do have a phone call, 885-4446-1920, 885-4446 if you have a question for the Garden Doctor. Let's go to the phones. Thank you for waiting. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I won't talk about hydrangeas.
My favorite subject, first call of the season.
You just stole the question I was going to ask him in 10 minutes.
But my question is, can I cut down my peonies and my asparagus?
I would wait until the peonies are starting to deteriorate. The leaves they've built up whatever has to be built up in the ground, and we actually dug our peonies for shipping in the fall about a week ago, and so yes, peonies can be cut down now because they're starting to look a little ratty, but that's because the plant has pulled everything that it has out of the leaves and things, and they start to deteriorate. So that you can do. Asparagus, the only time that I'd cut down asparagus is if they have the little berries on them. That's the female plants that are producing seed, and you want to cut those off when they start maturing the seed because they do take a lot of energy that the plant would normally put into the root system. So otherwise, what I would do with the asparagus, wait until it turns a real yellow color, and then you can cut them down.
Okay, wait for it to go yellow.
Yeah, because
Very
as long
good.
as it's green, it's putting more carbohydrates into the root system. So you want to have as much as possible because the amount of the amount of carbohydrates that's stored in the root system will give you more asparagus if you've got more carbohydrates in the soil.
Oh, very good.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you for your call.
And thank you for no hydrangea question.
88. Oh, about hydrangeas, I have this to ask you.
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. But anyway, if you do have a question for Dick Zondag, give us a call, 885-4446. What else is happening at this store, Dick? And we'll touch on that in a moment. We do have another call, so we'll go to the phones. Good morning. Oh, no call there. So what is happening at the store now?
Well, we're starting to look at putting things away, so we want to sell them rather than put them away. So with the perennial plants, it's buy 3 and get the 4th one free, and or buy 4 and get the 5th one free. With the shrubs, it's buy 3 and get the 4th one free. So we still have a good supply of plants in Randolph and in the other stores, and so it gives you a little bit of a break on the pricing. And fall is a good time to plant because what you want to do is get that plant in the ground so that it has a chance to establish. And again, we have another video that I did a couple weeks ago on planting potted trees. And there again, you go to the Facebook page and you go to the videos, and it's all things green video, and it talks about planting shrubs or planting trees. And it gives you all the steps on, picking the right plant, and then what you do with the root ball and how deep the hole should be and what things you add to the soil. And so that the Facebook thing is a pretty good thing because we're going to be doing a lot of videos on different things, like I said before, the garlic and the planting trees, and we're going to be doing bare root, how to plant bare root, and going to have a lot of videos so people can see, not only hear what to plant, but how to plant and how to take care of things, but you'll be able to see all the steps.
All right, we do have more callers, 885-4446, the number to call. Let's go to the phones. You're on the air with Dick Zondag, the garden doctor. Good morning.
Hello, those berries on the asparagus, can you plant those? Pick those off and plant them?
What you have to do with them is let them mature because they go from green to red, and they have to be completely mature, and then there will be viable seeds in there. And yes, you can plant them, but it does take away from the energy that it's putting back into the plant to give you a better crop next year.
How deep would you have to plant them?
The seeds, what you have to do is plant them just like you'd plant a normal seed, maybe an inch deep, and then let them grow through the summer, and then dig them in the fall or the next spring and plant them much deeper, because asparagus like to be deep. With a silt loam soil like we have, I planted asparagus about 10 to 12 inches deep. That way it also gives them some winter protection.
So they should be dark red before you plant them?
Yeah, the seed should be black. So if you open one of the little seed pods up, if the seed is black, it's viable.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you very much for your call. Let's go to the other line. You are on the air with the Garden Doctor.
Yes, I've had.
Go ahead. Oh, we might have a bad... Yeah, we cannot hear you. Got a bad connection there and totally ended there. So hopefully call back and we'll get her on the air. And let's see if that is the same person. Oh, we got two more calls. Good morning. You're on the Garden Doctor program.
Good morning.
Good
to hear
morning.
your voice again, Dick. Question for you is I have a lilac bush
Okay.
and some other shrubs that I want to control and kind of get them shaped up.
Right.
Would this be a good time to prune them down, or have to wait till the leaves fall off?
With lilacs and anything that blossoms before the 1st of July, you have to prune them right after they blossom, because if you look at the plant and you look at the buds on the plants, you know, they're forming their winter buds right now. The big fat ones are the flowers that you're going to get next spring. And so if you prune your lilacs back, you're not going to have any flowers for next year. So
Didn't have much this year either, due to, I think, we had an early frost.
Right. But, I mean, if you're
doesn't
willing...
really damage the plant, really? Or?
No. If you want to sacrifice your flowers for next year, I probably would wait another 2 weeks before you do that, because we're in that quiescent period where plants are sensing that the winter is coming, and so the leaves are starting to turn. I mean, there are a few shade trees that are already showing their fall color, and I would say in another week or so or two, the plants will be dormant enough that they won't start to grow again. The danger right now is that if the plant isn't fully dormant, it might start to throw out some new growth, which won't be winter hardy. So I think just to be safe, anytime after 2 weeks, you should be able to start pruning.
Ah, super. Thank you very much for the information.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for your call. And let's go to the other line. Good morning. You're on the Garden Doctor.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a question about a burning bush. When should I have, or can I trim that back?
I would give you the same answer I gave the previous caller. I would wait maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Now, with burning bush, you don't plant that for its flowers, so you can prune that at any time. But I would wait probably 2 weeks yet to make sure that the plant doesn't start to grow. Once it's dormant, then you can hack away.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's always good therapy to hack away, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
All right.
Take your problems out on those plants.
Exactly. Let's go to the other line. You're on the air with Dick Zondag from Jung Garden Center. We lost him. I think someone out there is having cell phone issues trying to call the program. I got a couple of questions, Dick, while we wait for another call, which we're getting right now. And we'll see if we can connect with one of our listeners. Good morning. You're on the air with Dick Zondag.
Hi, Dick. I was having a question here about Arborvitaes.
Okay.
I water them till basically the frost starts and that, but when's the last time I can fertilize them?
I would wait another couple of weeks and then you can fertilize them. Fall fertilization is really good because the roots of a plant never go dormant. As long as the soil isn't frozen, the roots can keep growing. But the other thing is fertilization can also encourage new growth. And so you want to wait until the plant is completely dormant before you do your fall fertilization.
Okay, so a couple weeks then.
A couple weeks, yeah. And then you just put a ring around the tree right at the drip line. That's where most of the feeder roots would be, or you can just work it in, or you can use fertilizer tablets or tree spikes, anything like that works fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you for your call. And let's go to the other line. You're on the air with Dick Zondag.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a problem with my Rose of Sharon bush.
Okay.
It had a lot of blossoms.
Okay.
But then this green bug eats it all up, and I think I only had about 5. Every year I have this problem. Even after I spray it down, they still are there. I don't know what to do.
What are you spraying with?
Some kind of a spray, bug spray.
Do you know what's in the spray?
Orthol or something.
Or it's ortho?
Yes.
Malathion is one of the chemicals that would work on. It's a broad spectrum insecticide. 7 or 8, which are 2 different insecticides, would work also. And then we have an insecticide called Captain Jack's Bug Juice, and that's also a good broad spectrum insecticide. And I guess the only thing you can do is when you see the bugs there, just use the spray. And the other thing too is to clean up in the fall. When the leaves drop, be sure you get all the leaves and that sort of stuff raked up and away from the plant, because
there
sometimes
isn't hardly any leaves on it.
Oh, really?
The bugs got them, or either the spray. But I was wondering if I would dig it up and transplant it, because I'm moving and it's in memory of my daughter, and I would like to take it with me. Do I have to wait till spring?
I would wait until the leaves start dropping, because that means the plant is completely dormant, and then you want to take as much of a root ball as you can with it. Don't take all the soil off from it. And if you do that, you'll probably get it to survive.
Okay. And I have another problem. I had a man trim my rose bush down, my John Colbert, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It was taller than me, and I'm 4'11", and I could put my arm half up. We had to tie up both the middle and the 2 sides. It was just full of blossom, just beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, he cut this down quite a bit. Will that come back nice, or will it be scrawny?
No, it'll come back really nice. That particular variety is a very floriferous, red, hardy rose, and does a very nice job.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call, 885-4446, 1920-885-4446. You're listening to The Garden Doctor here on 1430 WBEV. And let's go to our next caller. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning. Hey, welcome back, Dick.
Good morning.
A couple questions on fertilizers. Let's start with indoor plants. Some of the random things, I don't even know the names of all of them, but a lot of them are like spider plants or aloe plants, different cactuses. How often do you need to change the soil, and how often do you need to fertilize indoor plants?
You can change the soil when they outgrow the size of the pot that they're in. The soil really doesn't break down that much, and so if you're repotting it, it would be good to take some of the old soil off the root ball and then repot it so that those the roots go out into the native soil. As far as fertilizing houseplants, houseplants are sensing that it's time to go dormant because the days are getting shorter and the nights are getting longer. And that's a signal to the plants that they should stop growing. And so with most houseplants, you don't want to over-fertilize them now. You want to wait until maybe once or twice during the wintertime you can fertilize them just to keep in good shape. But the time to really fertilize them is in the spring when they first put out their new growth, as the days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter.
Great. Okay. My next question on fertilizer is the lawn fertilizer, the one they want to put down fairly quick here, and
right.
the winterizer later. You talk about the numbers, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, or whatever the 3 numbers.
Right.
Does it matter how much you spend on a fertilizer? I don't want to throw out brand names, but as long as the numbers are there, does it matter if you're spending, $20 on a bag versus $50 on a bag?
The fertilizer that's in there, we sell the Greenview lawn fertilizers, which have the slow release nitrogen, medium release nitrogen, and then the fast release nitrogen, so that you're getting a good balance of nitrogen, and nitrogen is what makes the grass grow. And so right now you want to put on like the bag that I have with me, which is a fall fertilizer, is 22010. Most lawn fertilizers don't have the phosphorus in because that phosphorus is what causes the algae to grow in the lakes and things like that. So most lawn fertilizers will not have phosphorus in them. And so what it does is it gives you a nice long, prolonged amount of nitrogen so that the lawn grows through the season. Some of the lawn fertilizers, the cheaper ones, have mostly fast-release nitrogen because it's a lot cheaper than the slower release ones. So I don't put any products down because any fertilizer that you put on your lawn will make it grow. But we've chosen to go with the Greenview fertilizers because they're top of the line formulations, and they really do a great job with keeping your lawn nice and green.
Great, that definitely answered. And the only other thing is, I wish you guys could invent a 6-foot tall Venus flytrap, because I don't know what happened, but the flies are crazy this week.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks for being there. Look forward to you continuing for the next few weeks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Craig. And let's go to the other line. You're on the air with the Garden Doctor. Not this time, though. Let's try this line. You're on the air with the Garden Doctor. Go right ahead.
Okay, I want to know if this is the right time to divide the peony bushes.
Yes. Yeah, it's the best time. Fall is the time, and what you want to do is when you dig them up, if you want to leave part of the peony there, if you don't have to remove the whole peony, what you do is you take a sharp spaded shovel and you dig half of the clump out, and you want to divide that piece up so that you get 2 or 3 nice eyes. There'll be little red buds that you see on the root system, and then you can replant those. And then the part that you leave in the ground, you want to leave that root exposed for a week or so that it heals over, and then you put the soil back around it, and then you can fertilize it to get that one growing good, and then the other ones you just transplant.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
885-4446, 1920, 885-4446. We have time for at least one more call. Dick, I wanted to ask you, we have it's a 4.5 foot high, I would say, catawba tree growing out of our tiger lilies.
Mm-hmm.
It's very close to the septic system. Do trees affect the septic system? Should we get it out of there?
You don't want any woody plant close to a septic system because the roots will seek out that water supply, especially if you get a hot, dry summer like we had this summer. Those roots will go right for it. And if you get any tree roots or woody roots in a septic system, you'll be putting in a new one fairly soon. So do you want to keep the tree, John?
We want to transport it. I was just curious in general, trees affecting the septic system. But we are going to move this tree, and when would be a good time to
Yeah, I would say,
transfer?
in the next couple of weeks, just make sure that the leaves, it's catalpa, right?
Catalpa leaves, yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the leaves are turning yellow so that you know that the plant is going dormant.
Okay.
And then, as I said with the other ones, you want to take some soil with it, and then put it in a bushel basket or something, and then take it wherever it's going to go and plant it. And then you want to fertilize it because the roots, you want the roots to grow. Fertilizer tablets, or just put some fertilizer in the soil that you put back around it, and it should do well.
Okay, and had one other question. Is it like when you transplant a tree, is it important to get the entire root system, or you can get part of the root system and the rest will just die off?
Yeah, you want to get as much root system as possible, but if you cut some of the big roots, that isn't going to hurt it because they will regenerate. But you can't dig the tree right next to the trunk because then you're not taking any of the roots with it. But I would say, if it's 4 feet high, I would say if you go a foot beyond the trunk all the way around, and what I would do is just drive a shovel into the ground, and then any roots that you cut off beyond that will grow. In the nursery, when we're growing bigger size evergreens, we go out with a U-shaped blade and cut all the roots off that are beyond the depth of that U-shaped blade so that new roots grow inside of that ball, so that you've got feeder roots in there, because if you didn't do that, you'd have roots growing out. And like I say, when you're fertilizing, you want to go around the drip line of the tree, because that's where most of the feeder roots will be, because that's where the rain falls off the tree.
Okay.
And so, it's only, it's probably only a couple of years old if it's 4 feet tall, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, then the feeder roots are really close to the trunk, and you should be able to transplant it very easily.
And at this point, it shouldn't have been a threat to the septic?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
No, and I would say a safe distance is maybe 25 to 30 feet.
Gotcha.
You know.
Well, Dick, we've got about 2 minutes left to go. Tell us again what's happening at the store.
Okay, well, we've got a couple sales going on. We've got buy 4 perennials and get the 5th one free, or buy 3 potted shrubs or trees and get the 4th one of equal or less value free. We've got all of the fall stuff, the mums like I've got here, and the asters. Time to get the lawn fertilized, or if you've got spots to seed, it's a great time to get the seed on. So we said in the beginning of the program, garlic, we've got 4 or 5 of the hardneck garlics. The soft necks haven't come in. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that because of transportation, the fall bulbs are going to be very late this year. We usually get our container of bulbs around Labor Day, and we found out that they're not going to be in until the end of September. So I would say probably the first week in October is when the bulbs will be out in the garden center, which is plenty of time to plant them. I mean, you can plant bulbs until the ground freezes, but this year they had problems with the weather in Holland, and then they had problems finding transportation for the containers from the Netherlands to where the bulbs come in, and so we're finding that we're going to be compressing our system or our season. So I would say call the garden center to make sure that the bulbs are there if you're coming for bulbs.
All right, and the store hours, Dick?
Store hours in Randolph are 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, or 8 to 4 Monday through Saturday. We're not open on Sunday. The stores in Madison are 10 to 5 Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 on Saturday, and Sunday is 10 to 3.
Well, as always, great to hear your voice again,
Yep.
Dick, and we look forward to next week's visit.
And thank you very much, John.
All right, and that concludes the Garden Doctor program for today.
The preceding episode of The Garden Doctor was originally recorded Wednesday morning and is a paid presentation of Jung's Garden Center. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Good Karma Brands, its management, and its employees.
From the Metalcraft Studios, this is AM 1430